Am I the a-hole for not asking my girlfriend's father for permission to marry her?
I guess it depends.
Well, I, 30 male, have been dating my girlfriend, 29 female, for 4 years now. And things have been all around pretty good. We both don't see eye to eye politically on many things with her father, but we still visit him and her mother fairly frequently around the holidays, and he is friendly enough to know not to bring up politics around the both of us because we don't agree, but I digress. By the way, this comes from Watermelon Bison 12, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OK Storytime subreddit. So I've talked about proposing to my girlfriend over the past couple months and about what she wants, etc. And she mentioned she wanted me to ask her dad for permission.
Okay, so it's coming from her.
Coming from her. So you might be the a-hole if you didn't do that. I was kind of taken aback by this because it isn't a normal thing that my girlfriend would say. So I asked why. She said, because it's something she would like me to do. Just do it. Enough said.
Yeah, because I want it.
Her sister's husband did it, and some wedding funding from him would likely be contingent on me doing this. The old dowry.
Yeah, I need it for the bucks.
Yeah, $40. You get $40 and 30 goats. That's your dowry.
Yeah, I'll just keep the bucks. I'll take the goats.
I came back with that I wouldn't be asking another person for permission to marry her. It's an extremely outdated tradition for one, and I'm a 30-year-old person. I can do what I want to do with someone I love. I don't need anyone else's permission.
Yeah.
But you need her permission, and that's something she wants you to do.
You're not standing on... normally I'd be like, you're totally right, because I do kind of think it's like unnecessary when it's you and someone else to be like, hey, parents, are you okay with this? It's like, well, this is between me and you.
Yeah.
But if she says to you, this is what I want, that's a totally different story.
So she got mad and said I just needed to do it because it's a small thing to ask for, and she wants some of the money to have a few more things at our wedding that we won't be able to afford without it. I'm continuing to stand my ground about not asking for this. Am I the a-hole? There is a lot more story here.
Yeah.
A lot more story than the relevant comments. But is OP the a-hole here?
Kinda. Yeah. Like, given that it's like, okay, daddy's gonna help fund the wedding.
You're turning away money.
And
free money.
Your fiance is literally saying that's what she wants.
Yeah.
And it sounds like he'll probably say yes anyway.
Yeah.
I would assume maybe she just wants you to ask. And then even if he says no, she'll be like, well, that was weird. We're still going to get married.
Yeah.
But well, yeah.
Like, you could get money and it's what she wants. Like, I don't see what the problem is here.
It's just pride.
Yeah, it's pride.
Being
it's
like,
pride.
I don't have to.
Man, I don't have to ask another man for my manly desires.
Yeah. And again, I kind of agree with that.
No.
Not about it just being like, well, I'm a man, but just like the fact that it's like our relationship is no one else's business.
Yeah.
Really. But she's asking.
She's asking. It's like, it's kind of like, oh, like if you propose, I don't want it to be at a baseball game. You know, it's like you could ask at a baseball game and like, you know, you can technically propose anywhere, but is she going to be happier if you don't propose at a baseball game? Like probably.
Yeah. It's like,
no shade on baseball game proposals. It's a preference.
What if she was like, I love red roses.
Yeah.
And you're just like, dude, I'm a daffodil man.
Yeah.
I can't get you red roses, babe. I'm a daffodil man till I die. Just get her the roses.
Just get her the roses.
It's what she wants.
Anyway, we got a verdict from Reddit. It says no a-holes here.
I mean, like,
I don't know. Relevant comments. I'd say you're the a-hole, says Kova Rose. I can completely understand it being outdated, and I can understand if you end up feeling embarrassed or something by doing it. But she's asking this of you. Being married means that sometimes you compromise on your own comfort to make the other one beyond happy. Also, it's not a bad thing to have financial help towards the wedding. And if asking for permission is a way to do that, it's pretty easy. Yes!
Exactly.
I'll also point out that my husband also contacted my father, but it wasn't, do I have your blessing to marry your daughter? And more like, hey, I love your daughter so much, I'm going to ask her to marry her. It was just more letting him know of his plans, you know? And OP responds, I think that this is the route that I'll propose with my girlfriend. I just don't like the asking permission part. So like you said, if I phrase it more as, I'm doing this and want to let you know because I respect you, I think that will make both sides happy. Thanks for the suggestion.
Dude, just take 1 second to swallow whatever pride that you have surrounding this and just do it. It doesn't have to be like, yeah, well, I'll make it a loophole. Just do it. Just ask.
I also feel like that has a higher chance of going poorly. If you're like, I'm proposing, I don't care. I'm just going to do it.
Just do the freaking thing. Play the part.
When told to ask for her father's blessing rather than permission, I suggested this with asking for both parents and was told that her father will likely want to speak to me alone on it and won't include the mother if I try to ask both of them. Again, I don't mind telling them I'm going to do this, but the blatant you have to ask me and only me is what's really putting me off this. And another Reddit user says, do you think her father would use this as an opportunity to lord it over you? Is he the type of person who would take advantage of the situation, try get you to humble yourself for him? OP said he won't lord it over me, but his personality is to be the overprotective father. The typical, I own a shotgun, so treat her right type. You know, that's a thing he said when I first met him. So it's always been this way. And we have an update.
Yeah, it's a fun guy.
I don't know, man.
That's a fun guy right there. Just do the thing. Do the bit. It's a bit.
You're playing a traditional role, you know? And so, yeah, just do the bit.
It's a very small sacrifice for your fiance.
It really seems like he's not down to sacrifice an ounce of his pride.
It's like, are you really like, are you worried that he'll say no? Like what?
I think it's purely a pride thing. He's just like, doesn't want to bow to another man.
Which is crazy.
Crazy.
Because really, you're just bowing to your wife.
Yeah.
Which you should definitely do. I've heard a lot of guys get great results from doing that kind of thing.
Amen.
The tried and true standard.
It's true. It's fact. Happy wife, happy life.
We got an update. After reading a lot of responses in the original thread, I decided to ask for my girlfriend's parents' blessing.
Which I think, yeah, that's so. Do I have your blessing?
When?
Yes.
I told her I was going to do it. She was very happy. We were going to visit about 2 weeks after I posted the thread, and I figured it would be a good opportunity to ask. So my fiance went for a run one morning, and I was lounging around talking with her parents when I said I'd like to talk to them about something. They both were kind of smiling, like they knew what I was going to say, and immediately her dad says, let's go talk in the garage.
Oh, yeah.
2 men. Let's open up a beer.
Just 2 men in a garage.
Him and I go out there, and I phrase it like some people told me. I want to marry your daughter, and I'm letting you know that I plan to propose because I love her. I also want to get your blessing because I respect you and your wife. That's pretty good.
And then after he said that, he went, and he started melting and contorting because his manly pride was being burned out from within him. Or wait, no, that didn't happen because what? That doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Hello. Oh my God.
He was pleased with the answer and smiled and gave his approval for me to propose. All I needed. The proposal went great about a month later, romantic and just like I planned. My fiance loved it. So this past Sunday, we were discussing venues and the ceremony, and my fiance casually said, well, Dad wants us to get married in this church, so we'll be doing it here. Now, I'm not religious, and I wouldn't mind getting married in a church, but again, why does his opinion matter for our wedding?
Okay, hey.
So
come here. The money he's providing.
The money helps.
Yeah.
But I would say, like, you don't want him to just completely make it his perfect wedding, you know?
Sure. No, I'm not saying that he would get to do that, but this guy's being like, why does he have a say in it? Buddy, he's providing some money.
Yeah, I do think
I think just location is a fine thing to have.
Some say, but you don't. You want to make sure to toe the line between him to him suggesting things and him demanding things.
But so it's just location. We've got in a church. That's probably very reasonable.
What if you want to do it in Greece?
My big fat Greek wedding.
Yeah.
I'd say, well, let's book the flights.
Well, what if you want to do it in Greece and he wants to do it in his backyard church?
I think, yeah, if it was like overbearing, I think then you have a conversation. Hey, I get it. I think let's make this real easy. We'll like not take your money for the wedding and we'll figure something out by ourselves. But I think him providing money and being like, I want it to be in a church.
I think that's okay.
Very fair, especially considering the guy's probably super traditional. And I would assume maybe his fiance is a little traditional as well.
I think a lot of, so like I have a friend that's getting married and his family's Indian, her family's Mexican. So they're doing like a wedding that is having like Mexican Catholic elements and like Indian Hindu elements.
That's beautiful.
It's like to please both families too.
That just sounds like a fun party.
Yeah, dude. It's going to be
lit. They're going to have such a cool wedding.
It's going to be lit. So I asked anything else your dad wants for our wedding? And then said, we also need to stay in separate rooms the night before our wedding. 2 per her father. Hilarious, since we've been living together for almost 2 years. This led to a massive argument about the wedding and the role of her dad in her life. I told her that up until a couple months ago, it seemed like she couldn't have cared less about what her dad thought, but would it stop with the wedding, right? Like, would the dad's overbearing opinions of what should happen to the relationship stop the wedding, or would it continue past it?
I think that's a conversation you would have after the wedding. Why are we talking about that right now? You don't live in the future. I think it's a very normal thing. Look, there is always going to be a situation within families or within any context with like a group of people. There's going to be politics. And it's like when they're given like the situation of like a wedding,
yeah,
you're going to have to play politics with the family here.
I do. So I feel like for me right now, I feel like it should be phrased differently on both parts. Like, I feel like for her, it's like, oh, my dad wants this, so we need to do it. Rather than like, oh, like my dad's, like, I feel like it should be phrased more as like, my dad's very religious and like, I don't want to like rock the boat. Can we like add some of these elements? It would make them really happy.
Right.
You know, I guess OP's worried like, oh, is this a sudden change of heart where now the dad's going to be involved in all of our familial matters to an insane degree when it hasn't been before, which I feel like could potentially be an issue, right? Like is this going to be a dynamic, a precedent that's going to be set for the relationship? So like, I think you were right. Politicking at weddings is incredibly important, but also like, let's make sure it's politicking and not politicking for the rest of the relationship.
You know, if this guy hasn't been like this the whole time though, I doubt that's the case. And I'm not saying it's not something to talk about. I'm just saying, let's not get ahead of ourselves being like, well, this could be a problem, that could be a problem, and this will be a problem. Like, let's take the problems as they come instead of making them before they exist.
Yeah.
But definitely a thing to be aware of. You don't want the dad to be in charge of y'all's marriage.
Yeah. Slidetove says, it's not the dad's wedding. Kim Fine says, why not just have a sit-down conversation with their parents and just openly discuss dad's expectations so they don't have constant surprises? Okay, Billy time. We've seen this with mother-in-laws, and we tell the bride to leave. I think OP and his fiance have valid points to their side of things. I think I would agree. And Slidetove says, in the wise words of Keon, it's not your day. But I think Dakota has a great point. You know, it also... they are providing money. So if they're providing money, I think they might have a little bit more say, but still, it's not. Would it continue on if we had children? Her excuse was that she was ruining her dream wedding and it was contingent on appeasing her father. She was ruining it? Or she wasn't?
So I'm saying, I think that meant like her excuse is that if we don't do this, it's going to ruin the dream wedding.
Her excuse was that she was ruining her dream wedding. And it was contingent on her appeasing her father. So part of her dream wedding is making sure her dad's happy. Which it sounds like she's like...
what she was saying?
I feel like that's what she's saying, right?
You said it one more time.
Her excuse was that she was ruining her dream wedding if like they didn't have it in a church. And it was contingent on appeasing her father. She didn't understand why I couldn't compromise and get her the extra cash to get her the wedding she had always dreamed of, right?
So it's the support. It's not that she has to appease her dad. It's that appeasing her dad gives her the funds that allows her to have the wedding.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so it sounds like she's blaming it on her dad, but it really just like she wants this.
Right.
So I told her, I'm not ready to get married if this is the stance you're going to take with your father. And that did not go over well. Whoa!
But it's just in this one context, guys. This is what I was afraid of. This is spreading into like a whole life generalization. You can't do that because you haven't lived your life yet.
The yelling started and things started being thrown at me. So I left. I called my buddy and went to his place. He gladly let me come over. I've got tons of missed calls from her. Some texts ranging from I miss you, let's talk about it, to you're an abuser trying to separate me from my family. I just honestly don't know where this behavior is coming from. It's like my fiance has been taken over by some bridezilla that only cares about having a perfect wedding. I'm just taking time to think about everything and what to do next. I'll maybe update again after this, but for now, things aren't looking too great for the future of our relationship. Just trying to keep my head above water. We have some relevant comments. We're barely halfway through. Barely halfway through. But whoa, I feel like, again, if I was to say, like, am I the a-hole? If there was another am I the a-hole question here, I feel like everyone's the a-hole here. I mean, I think he's the a-hole for escalating it. Like, he's like, I don't know if we should be married if like this is the stance you're going to take with your father.
It's crazy.
I think she's the a-hole, obviously, for like throwing stuff at him and getting angry. But I also think she could do better at communicating here because it's like, oh, my dad wants this. It sounds like she just wants it. And she's like putting the blame on her dad. Like, just if you want it, say you want it.
My dad wants this and I want my dad's money. So if we're going to get my dad's money, we have to do what my dad wants in this situation.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
And also, I think part of it too is like she wants to like make her dad happy. Right. And so
she's got her whole dream wedding thing. She wants her own thing. This is her day.
Yeah.
So it's like, she's like, the way I get my day is by appeasing my dad. How are you not playing the game right now, dude?
I know. Yeah. It's a little odd.
It's a game.
There's so many politics in the wedding and
right.
He is not playing any of it.
That's why I think it's crazy too to assume like, oh, this is just going to continue for the rest of our lives now. It's like, no.
Yeah.
My dad's not going to just give us a
payment
into our bank account every month for the rest of our lives. Like,
and
this
if
is
he did,
for the
and
wedding.
we wanted that, then yeah, maybe he would have a little bit of say, but
but I feel like there's a lot more wrong here given how this played out.
I mean, this exploded quickly. This exploded quickly.
And I do want to put it out there because I saw a comment being like, if the gender roles were swapped, we'd be calling this guy mama's boy. No. Because if the gender roles were swapped and it was a mother-in-law instead of a father-in-law, and the mother-in-law still provided the money, she would still have some level of say, given that in order for the partner to have her dream wedding, she would need to appease mom to get the money and have the wedding.
Yeah. And I like,
it's a game.
And I, again, like these kinds of things are normal of religious folk when getting married like this, like, you know, the separate rooms, the married in a church, like these are small consolations for a day. As long as you feel like, as long as she's on board, it's not like it doesn't sound like she's not on board. It sounds like this is part of what she wants for like her day. And it might be like, you know, like Dakota said, it's like playing a part. It's doing a bit like you're doing all these cute little traditions. Like, oh, it's so cute. We're going to like not see, like we're gonna stay in separate rooms, or you know, like when the bride, you're not supposed to see the bride before she comes out. You know, there's like these cute traditions of what it means to get married, and maybe she's just playing it like that.
It's a game, bro. And honestly, and if at any point it goes to now your wife is compromising and trying to do something she doesn't want to do, all right, now it's like, what are we doing? This is supposed to be your day. We're not going to do something you don't want to do.
Yeah. Duchess Cassandra says, I mean, she was raised by these people, so I'm not surprised that she has a lot more traditional values than OP is aware of. Kim Fine says, and now because she wants the shiny wedding and the money, she's disagreeing, disregarding her partner entirely for the sake of a successful transaction. I mean, I think
that goes both ways.
Yeah. But I do think she's maybe being a little bit more dismissive or not like moving. Again, I think there's bad communication on both sides.
I feel like you could label both of them that way.
Yeah.
But I agree.
We got some relevant comments.
Ooh.
OP appeared in the original comments, and this is a downvoted comment. This guy is a control freak. All the things his fiance is suggesting are totally normal things that people do. Having a conversation, not even asking permission per se, just having a conversation and getting their blessing with your intended parents before proposing is totally normal and common. Getting married in a family's church, even if you aren't especially religious, is normal. Most people spend the night before their weddings apart, all totally normal things. These are pretty tame requests from someone who is funding the wedding, and all are things this guy would probably be doing anyway. This dude wants to get into a wiener measuring contest with his future father-in-law and is pissed that his fiance isn't deferring to him. OP responds to this, but I feel like this sums up some of the things we've been saying, but much more harshly.
And I don't I get it. It's a little harsher. I don't get why that's downvoted.
Yeah, and that was downvoted.
And here's the
curious,
crux
do you
of
guys
this.
agree with that?
The crux, there was a comment that said and then the dad will do this and he will be the liege lord and he will hold it over. And it's like, if he does that, you go, hey, goofy, why are you trying to be a liege lord? We're going to create distance between us now because you think you're in charge of us when you are not. Boom, problem solved.
Yeah. But I think for this one day, it's like, I feel like a wedding, yes, is for you, but it's also, I mean, it's like a party for your families. It's like a union of two sides of two people.
Right.
And Amy Lynn says, I agree with that comment. We got a response We would have funded 80% of the wedding. The extra 20% or so were extras that my father-in-law said he would cover, but only if we fulfilled certain requests. I don't mind doing things that she wants, but I want a say in these things too, especially since we will be paying for the majority of it. And when asked if anything new happened here, said to be completely honest, not much. Wedding is still on hold for the moment. We've had maybe 2 brief phone calls, one where it started out okay, then it turned into where she couldn't say anything because she was crying so hard.
Oh my God.
And another brief one to set up a time and place to talk things out. I'll maybe update depending on how it goes. I've been mostly trying to pick up overtime when I can to focus on work. Easier when I don't have to think about all this crap. At least I got some away time to play some Hogwarts Legacy. Lol. We got another update.
Yeah, I think the real core of this now is no longer even the dad. It's just the fact that, okay, you guys have completely emotionally imploded.
Yeah.
Like
I mean,
there had to have been something lurking there that needs to be addressed and talked through and worked through. Because you guys might be more diametrically opposed on things that y'all didn't realize.
Yeah. I mean, this is also a good point Kim Fine brings up. To go to Sam, do either of you want to marry someone who throws things at you? The money isn't even the biggest red flag conflict happening right now.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean,
you're right.
I mean,
she
if they throw
literally
kisses
was-
at me, if they throw kisses at me and hugs,
Well, a kiss. It's just really a
I will marry you, Sam.
Um,
like a kiss rocket launcher.
yeah,
Sorry,
no,
Carly.
I mean, I do think throwing things, it depends on like what kinds of things and all that, but like if it's throwing pillows, maybe that's more okay. And in your general, I don't know. It is like it is definitely a red flag for sure.
There's something bigger than the dad's financial support
Yeah.
and the wedding being the right way going on here.
And that's why I'm kind of like stressing like the bad communication on both sides too, because if people have good communication and something like this happens, you don't immediately go to like yelling and throwing things at each other, right? So this relationship is not on solid ground.
I just had a thought. It's the fact that this guy couldn't even swallow his pride to ask, which is so normal, being like, hey, do I have your blessing to marry your daughter?
Yeah.
And then in your head being like, I really don't care, but I'm just going to ask it. Imagine how insufferable that guy must be to argue with.
Yeah.
Or like to not even argue, just because there's a difference between arguing and disagreeing. You can just like disagree and it can be like, wow, we just think differently about that. That's totally fine. But he doesn't feel like maybe he's that kind of guy. So, especially when they just fought like that.
And again, that's like the communication thing. It's like there is bad communication all around, right? Like, I mean, this is Milo Emerald says it's a bit of a yellow flag for me. I don't know. I think throwing things of any nature is a red flag. I don't really want that. Ken Fine said something about like, it starts with a pillow and then can escalate. That is a good point. What it shows is a lack of emotional control. And when you don't have that, then a lot of bad things can happen. So
yeah,
Duchess Cassandra says, yeah, pre-divorce, they both suck. I don't think they have good communication.
Doesn't feel like they're.
Yeah. And I think he had bad communication earlier. Like he was like being like, obstinate before, where he was like, I don't want to.
Dude, you think you can hold on to your pride in a marriage and make that work without being miserable? Marriage is all about compromise and letting stuff go and moving forward together.
But we got an update. Hey, all. I've been getting quite a few messages asking how things are going, so I figured I'd give a quick update. The wedding is not happening. We broke up. I've just moved to a new place after staying with a friend for a bit, and I'm just figuring out life, just working and staying busy with my golf league. So we, X and I, tried to make it work for a little while after my update. And I think we both realized that after what had transpired, it was not going to work.
Dang.
So that's what I got for you. Not that exciting, but hey, honestly, life is pretty boring most of the time, unlike what most people on Reddit would like you to believe. But we got another update.
We got a good old-fashioned pre-divorce. A successful pre-divorce, because it didn't sound like they were ready to get married, did it?
But update 3.
Let's go.
Hey, everybody. To be honest, not much has changed. I just moved into a new place. My ex and I separated, and we called off the wedding for about 4 months or so. I didn't have contact with my ex. We just figured it would be best to go our separate ways. I just buried myself in work and kept trying to keep my mind off of her. But out of the blue, I got a message from her asking how I was doing. We ended up texting for a bit over the next couple of days, and we ended up deciding we wanted to meet up for a quick round of drinks to get some closure.
Oh, closure?
Yeah.
Closure?
Quick round of...
Something's getting closed in, that's for sure.
Oh, if you want to get close up and personal with us, you should listen to full episodes of stories just like this. Go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or your favorite podcast app and search OK Storytime. There's more. But what do we think about this idea of closure?
I don't think there's any closure trying to be found. I think it's that they're trying to get your clothes off.
Ooh, nailed it.
That hit a lot harder in my head.
No, that nailed it. Nailed it. I liked it.
Closure.
It was the delivery. You
your
had
clothes
it. Yeah.
off.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, there we go.
Well,
that was a little better.
So drinks went well, and we continued to text maybe once every 2 weeks or so. One thing led to another. And a random night, I got a text from her asking to come over to her new place.
Why did you pause?
So I did.
So I did.
We've kept this arrangement going for a while. No plans on getting back together at all, but it feels nice to feel like a normal person every 2 to 3 weeks. So that's really it. So your wife just turned into your friends with benefits.
Your wife turned into your girlfriend. Congrats.
Yeah, it sounds like you guys were heading towards the absolutely wrong situation.
Work is good, and I'm thinking about potentially getting back out into the dating world soon. I'll have to end the arrangement with my ex if so, but I think she'll be understanding. Anyways, appreciate y'all asking about me. This can't be healthy. Relevant comments. Gremlin in Space says, did she ever give any excuse for her behavior back then? Seems kind of wild to go from a happy in love to engaged to broken up in such a short time. OP responds, fair question. I didn't get too deep into that. It basically just came down to her wanting the extra cash for the wedding. She was just so heck bent on having the perfect wedding and was willing to do anything to get that. She realizes she was wrong now, or at least she says she does. My hesitation is obviously still there because I don't know if she is truthful or not. Gremlin in Space responds, saying, I suppose the real question is then, how would this time be different if it was to be a reconciliation? In her desire to get money for a wedding, she instead imploded her entire relationship and got no wedding at all. Seems a steep price to pay for a single day. If you started over, would expectations be different? Would her family accept you back into the fold? She seems to have a rather traditional father/family. Would he give his blessing and financial contribution a second time? And if not, would she be okay with that? Do you even want a relationship with a partner's family that is conditional to you following the rules they have? You aren't just marrying a person, you are marrying into a family. So if you are interested in trying to start again, some of these things might need to be considered. And OP responds, I guess I should clarify when I said back into dating, I didn't mean with my ex. I think we both realized the arrangement is convenient for the time being, but I have no intention of getting into another relationship with her. That trust has been broken. And that is where that story ends.
Okie dokie. Your trust with her has been broken beyond repair because of that. I don't know. That just sounds like nonsense to me.
I mean, she did throw things at him.
Well, that's different.
She threw a bunch of stuff.
That's like again, they clearly were like toxic and we're not fit to be married, but it's like, I don't know, man. It's nice to feel normal every 2 to 3. It feels normal to be hooking up like friends with benefits with someone who you were going to marry. That makes you feel normal? Whatever you say, guy, I guess.
I've never been in that situation with a wife, but I feel like, I mean, like I think we've all been in a situation we've been dating someone and you've broken up and there's a little after period.
I'm sorry, that makes you feel normal?
Not normal.
I've gone through that. It's maybe one of the most confused times of my life. I never felt, oh yeah, this is normal. I'm like, what the hell's going on with my life? What's happening?
I think it's normal to do though.
Well, it's normal to happen, but it's not like,
right,
now
Keon, come on.
My life is stabilized. You would never be like,
my
it's
girlfriend's
stable.
watching right now.
A previous version of Keon. All right,
Keon
now go.
was a virgin before.
Nah.
Keon had never met a woman before, Carly.
I guess
Keon has only
normality.
kissed me.
I honestly, to be honest, For the most part, no. I never did that. Once it was over, I was like, it's over. I don't want to get back to that.
You had no slide back ever. You're telling me you did not one slide back?
I said for the most part, Samuel
Thank
Donner.
God. All right.
I said for the most part.
There's no saints among us.
Right. Dang.
We've all had slide backs.
Yeah.
Come on. Everyone's had a slide back.
Everyone's done it.
Huh.
I'm sorry, honey. I love you.
We also have another story for you.
My partner hates me for giving our baby my last name.
I feel like that's a normal thing to give your baby.
Maybe their last name is just terrible.
Yeah.
Trigger warning. Death.
Yeah, I think it's fine. Let's go.
Okay.
I had a baby some weeks ago with my partner, to whom I am not married. We've been together for a while, and I've given many compromises in this relationship. While discussing baby's name, we had a few disagreements on names, but ultimately decided on a name we both liked well enough. It's like he just wanted to name the baby Voltron or something.
That's a sick name.
What's his name? I've been naming my baby that right now. By the way, this comes from user CarelessHornet4343. And if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OKStorytime subreddit. So the surname was a sticking point. He wanted the baby to have his name alone. I offered to hyphenate because logistically it's easier for the baby to have both of our names.
Right, because they're not married.
Right.
Yeah.
He's been drinking the red pill Kool-Aid lately, a large bone of contention in this relationship, and went off about how it's tradition and the right thing to do and his right as a man to have the baby have his surname. You know what else is tradition, buddy? Marriage.
I think maybe you would have more ground to stand on if you guys were married.
Yeah, because right now you're like falling through the sky. You have no ground.
Yeah,
you stand on.
You got no ground.
You just have a bad algorithm, brother. He told me that I'd be emasculating him and may as well be a single parent if I won't grant him this one little ask. My word is final. The baby is having one surname. This was late in my pregnancy and I didn't have it in me to fight. So I told him that I understood what he was saying. Fast forward to 3 weeks ago when baby's birth certificate came, he blew a gasket when he saw that I'd given the baby my surname. He rehashed the conversation above, saying I'd agreed to giving baby his surname. And this is where I might be the a-hole. I did nothing of the sort. I told him I understood him, which I did, but I never said I agreed with him. Way to go. You hit him with the loophole.
Whew.
But he's being an a-hole. So you got him.
Just be like me.
Read the fine print, my guy.
I don't know. My parents weren't married when they had me. I have 2 last names.
It's normal. He's trying to make this a power play move. Your baby's not a power play, brother. It's your baby. It's her baby too. It's OP's baby. It's y'all's baby.
Yeah, I guess I wouldn't have if I was her and I wanted the least amount of drama possible. I just would have done the hyphenated thing instead of just her name.
Me, look at me. I turned out not okay.
Yeah, hyphenated is fine.
I told him there was no way I was doing all the work of making a baby for him to just stick his name on it. When he brought up tradition, I told him it's also traditional for him to marry me before having a baby, but he was happy to ignore that. I told him it was traditional for him to be the provider, but I do that too. And
that's a great point, dude. If you're not doing anything.
That's what I'm saying. You can't just be like, well, it's tradition if you're not doing all of the tradition stuff.
Yeah. The traditions come with responsibilities. You can't just shirk all of the responsibilities.
Yeah, bro. You're just being a loser right now.
Yeah.
It's crazy. You're trying to win a fight over your baby. And I pointed out other holes in his logic. I told him trying to bully me into submission with his red pill BS when I was exhausted from pregnancy didn't work. He should have known better than to expect me to not share a surname with my child. He said the baby should only have one surname. They do. So why is he mad? He went crying to his brothers and mother, all traditionalists and misogynists, and now they're all up in arms. Am I the a-hole? I don't think you're the a-hole. Look, and this can always be amended to be hyphenated.
Yes,
I think this was more a thing to be like, see how it feels? You wanted me to be on your side. See how you're upset? I would be upset. Do we understand? Right?
I feel like the most angel thing to do would have been to hyphenate the name, because I think that would have been most fair. To totally leave him off if they're going to have joint custody, which it seems like they are.
Wait, you can amend that, right?
A name?
Can you not amend a birth certificate?
I mean, it's not, I don't think it's a super easy, but you can change your name. But I don't know how
I guess
easy
I've never
it is.
really thought about that.
But I don't know.
Changing the birth
feel
certificate.
like I feel like it is not the best thing to do. I think he's obviously acting like a total a-hole.
Yeah.
All right. Like here's the issue. If you're trying to have joint custody with this guy, like, why do the thing that would make him most upset? Like, do the hyphenated thing that seems like that feels like the middle ground, which you presented. Like, do that. And yes, he's gonna be mad, but like that, there he has no right to be.
You know what I bet he does there though? I bet he just completely ignores her part of the hyphen. He will just never acknowledge that is.
I mean, that's
the baby's
name.
Name.
That's prerogative, but I think
feels like you guys aren't a great match.
Yeah, you're definitely not a great match. But I would say, like, is this some? I mean, can you get full custody? Is this not someone you could like? Can you not get full custody here? Did he sign the birth certificate? I don't even know if he was there. Caitlin Van Campen says, it's definitely not easy. I was going to get my dad's last name off my name, and it was a process in Colorado. Haven't done it yet. Freddie Horse Ranch says, she has to take it to the appointment, school, etc. He is going to be useless. The baby isn't born yet. Kelsey Jade.
I'm not catering to any red pill ideology.
Yeah.
I'm certainly not doing that.
I don't think she should give it just like his last name for sure. And he's acting like a total a-hole, but I don't know if like that bait and switch is a good move, even if he's acting like an a-hole.
Honestly,
but I'm down to be wrong on this. I would love to know what you guys think.
My initial vibe on this guy is, I bet you he's just gonna leave. I bet you he's gonna be like, and this is my perfect out, because that's not my child. He's gonna pull one of those. I'd put money on it.
Let's see.
Edit. We are not married or engaged. I don't believe in it. And he's never seen the point of bringing the state into your relationship. So we agreed to never marry. Buddy, it's the benefits that you get from it. He's on the birth certificate as the father of the baby. The baby just has my last name, but father is listed. Relevant comments here.
That makes you feel like he's still the a-hole, but just putting your name, because it sounds like they are together, but
I don't know.
But they both just didn't want to get married.
It sounds like they're low key. It sounds like they hate each other.
It does sound like that's
the vibe.
a vibe that I got, that they don't like each other, but it sounds like they are together in a relationship.
Don't be. Don't be in a relationship with someone you hate.
Yeah.
What are we talking about? Don't do that.
Someone says, "Oh my God, I think I know OP."
That's crazy. This is crazy.
If you do, let me know.
All right, let's keep going. Commenter here says, not the a-hole. You told the truth and nothing more. If I read your post correctly, you agreed the baby would have one surname. You didn't agree to which one. So why are you still with this guy? He doesn't respect you. He doesn't provide for you and the baby. So please don't stay because you need him or love him.
That is a great point.
OP says, I am reconsidering the relationship. The truth is, he wasn't always like this. He fell on hard times and unfortunately chose to cope with that in an unhealthy way. At his core, I believe he is good, but I need to have a frank conversation about the ideologies he's leaning into and the harm it's causing in our relationship. To another commenter asking why she is with him, I hate that I sound like every enabler, and perhaps I need to do some introspection to see if that's what I've become, but he wasn't always like this. Life has been hard lately, and his coping strategies have led us to here. I need to have a conversation about this. Commenter says, not the a-hole, and please do not relent and change the baby's name. I just had a baby in August, and crap is tiring. Congrats on your new addition, and my condolences that you have to spend 18 years dealing with this family, though. OP says, I'm beyond in love with my tiny human. I hope you're doing well, too, with yours. Should this spell the end, I'm lucky to have my village and the means to minimize the suckiness of breakups. There's no world in which any child I birth will not share a surname with me. My compromise of a double-barreled surname stands. No other offer is on the table. Info, asks a commenter, why are you still in contact with all those people that do nothing for you? It seems you would lose a lot of stress, anxiety, and financial hardships by just cutting this person loose.
I agree. Yeah, you are right. It does feel like they don't like each other.
Yeah, OP asks for clarification here. Which people? Sorry, baby's dad and his family? He stormed out on Thursday night. Friday morning, his mother sent me a voice note berating me. Ha. I've received messages from his family criticizing me for my decision, but no word from my partner. I have not responded to any of them, so it's one-way communication at the moment. OP commenting on their life. I'm very fortunate to be in a position where I don't need anything from him. I'm financially secure. I have a good job and a good support system. I don't need his financial backing to raise this child. I've texted him asking him to come home so we can just talk. I'm thinking of having a mediator or a neutral party there to avoid things getting out of hand. OP was voted not the a-hole. And we have an update.
Yeah, I mean, I think the more information I'm getting, the more I'm like, you should break up and potentially like, I mean, if you think you could be a good father, if he wants to be involved, I guess you would have to have him be involved. But
yeah,
I don't know if it's a good idea to stay together.
Yeah, like... low-key, it sounds like OP's being soft in that description of her partner probably struggling with some kind of substance abuse issues.
Do we know that?
Because it's like, well, he's got these unhealthy coping strategies and this and that. And I don't know if you can just unhealthily cope with I mean, maybe they're not putting that out there, but it's like, maybe increased aggression, increased whatever.
Yeah.
It's an assumption, but you know.
There's a lot of unhealthy ways to cope.
It looks like Sarah
that's like
knows
the
OP.
Top of unhealthy coping mechanism pyramid. It's usually up there.
No way you know OP, Sarah.
Well, don't out her.
No way.
Don't out her.
Tell us the last names.
And social security numbers. And the 3 digits on the back of your parents' credit card. We promise.
Yes, thank you.
We're giving you...
But we got an update?
An update. So it turns out he's got deep-seated resentment for me, LOL. Here's what he resents me for. Earning more money than him. Being further along in my career than he is. Not losing my job during the vid like he did. Having parents who love and support me. Not being a submissive woman. LOL. Having a present and loving father. Not combining our finances under his control, thus making him feel small. What a catch that guy sounds like. So yeah, just leave him. Leave him behind. Perfect solution. I'm so glad his name's not attached to the baby.
Yeah, but I don't think you can just like, even if they are a deadbeat, if they're not like abusive, but they're just like, I don't know, not contributing as much, I don't think that is enough to cut them completely out of seeing their child.
Oh, not seeing. No, they can see the child.
But I think
I'm just being like, no, do not continue your relationship with this man.
Agreed,
is all I'm saying.
Agreed.
Of course, he can still see the child. Yeah. On the brighter side, I'm 12 weeks postpartum and already 75 kilograms lighter.
Whoa! Your baby was 70 kilograms.
Editor's note: OP is making a joke about losing the boyfriend.
Oh,
right. Like, dang, OP, your baby was huge. Gave birth to like. What was who was the guy? Paul Bunyan.
Paul Bunyan.
Gave birth to Paul Bunyan.
Paul Bunyan is what you first come up with. Dude, I haven't thought about Paul Bunyan in a while.
Oh, it's just a big mountain guy.
Yeah, dude, he's huge.
When I last came here, I said I'd asked him to come home and discuss our future with baby, preferably in the presence of a neutral party. He left me on red for a few days, though I could see he was spying on us through the Ring doorbell and baby's monitor. I disconnected them both, and then he finally responded. He came home still irate. His stance still hadn't changed. He seemed to have been bolstered by the days he spent with his family. He rejected my request for us to do this in the presence of a couples therapist, the best neutral compromise I could offer. I asked him how he proposed we move forward then, and he went on a rant where the above came out. It was a full mask-off moment. If there was any part of me that wanted you guys to be wrong about him, it passed away that day. He again rejected the offer to hyphenate baby's surname. Apparently, I'm disrespectful and insolent. Insolent is a crazy word to use to describe your wife.
Yeah.
Right?
Especially when you are the insolent one.
There is no partnership here. Which, funny enough, that's his mother's favorite words to use to scold people she disagrees with. And I am all these things for refusing to do what's right and giving the baby their rightful surname. I told him I won't go through the administrative nightmare of having a different surname to my child, and lots of data shows that a double-barreled surname is social currency that has positive connotations. But he still would not budge. I told him neither would I. Baby either has both our surnames or just mine. He asked if this was a hill I wanted this relationship to pass away on, if I was prepared to throw half a decade down the drain over my silly little feminism. I told him I wasn't sure that was anything left to fight for. We broke up. Thankfully, R in his name lease expires at the end of May. I called my dad and he came to help me pack up baby. X went back to his mom's while we packed. I messaged him to suggest we still need couples counseling, which is true if you want to co-parent because OP sees the light here and your, blockhead ex is trying to turn this into a battle where it's man versus woman. Just raise your kid. We need to learn to be co-parents, and they can help us establish a healthy way of doing that. He again said no to that. My mom wanted to take me and baby on a baby moon holiday after this stressful period, but he would not grant permission for me to take baby abroad. Great. It was at that moment I wished I didn't have him on the birth certificate like some of y'all had accused me of. It's going to be a long road ahead. I've instructed a lawyer to help us set up a formal agreement to avoid this in the future.
Oh, yeah. Finding a way to co-parent, this is going to be tough because he does not sound like someone who is agreeable.
He's not responding to correspondence from the lawyer, so that's fun. He's sulking. Used to do this a lot when things didn't go his way. I hope he'll soon realize I no longer have time for his BS and I won't be toyed with because I called his bluff and ended the relationship.
Woo!
And I'm pretty sure him just ignoring your lawyer's correspondence, like if he continues to do that, I think a court will just grant you full custody.
Yeah, I actually don't know.
I think what they will interpret if he just remains dead silent on this, they will just interpret that as he's just giving up his rights as a parent. He's just refusing to play ball. He refuses to come to the table. So yeah, we will grant you full custody because he literally doesn't want anything to do with it.
Yeah.
I think. I gotta
Let
assume.
us know in the chat what you think.
I gotta assume a court wouldn't go, oh, he's just a little boy and he's just so overwhelmed he can't do anything about it.
What if you were, you didn't even you didn't know that your child was born, you wanted to be in its life, but you were stuck in the Amazon for 2 years.
Okay, well that's different. You're not ignoring correspondence then.
Yeah. But he
and
could say
I'm saying it's not just this
it.
one time. I'm saying if he continues to just ignore this situation, I'm sure that the courts will then inevitably rule in your favor.
Which is
so I think maybe that might be great.
But he could prove, he could say, oh, I didn't see it, which is why they have.
But that's why it's like you get subpoenas.
That's why you have servers,
right? Exactly.
You've been served. So you can't ignore it.
Right. Well, no, you can ignore it, and you just get legal consequences for it.
Yeah.
So to end this on a bright note, the house I wanted us to buy a couple of years ago, which he talked me out of until he was back on his feet again, despite us being able to afford it on my salary alone, is back on the market. I took that as fate. It's time to move on from this man. Yes, it's a beautiful Victorian terrace near good schools, good transport links, a small garden, and it's close to my parents.
Ooh-wee.
A perfect setup. It'd be the perfect home for baby and me. I put in an offer last night. Wish me luck. It's in a chain, so if my offer is accepted, it won't be ours for months. But my parents have allowed baby and I to move into their granny annex for free. Gotta love the village.
This is amazing.
Yes, and there are some relevant comments. Commenter says, he sounds like a horrible person, and he'll probably pass down his horrible ideologies of women and relationships to your child.
Yeah, that's the thing that sucks about raising a child with someone that you just fundamentally disagree with, is this guy is going to pass on his toxic red pill behavior.
Yeah, again,
he's going to be like, baby, I know Coco Melon seems pretty cool, but have you heard of the red pill wormhole?
No, he's going to be like, I heard Coco Melon was cool, but have you ever watched Caillou?
Caillou's the most red pill bald kid everywhere.
Red pill Caillou.
Oh, God.
Oh, yeah, that kid gets what he wants or nothing. I don't know you or him. No offense, and that relationship, but is co-parenting even worth it? Yeah, and I just have my fingers crossed that this guy's going to continue to make himself a non-issue or completely absent from the process. But I bet his mom will be like, "No, you have to." He sounds like he's being ruled by mom here.
But not only wooed by, I think he's his mom is toxic and his family is toxic, and also he is brushing up on his toxicity.
Yeah, he is
toxic all around.
In the toxicity gym, pumping iron.
Oh, that sucks, dude. Ugh.
So OP says, he hasn't asked to see the baby since we broke up. So to be honest, I don't think I'll have to do much co-parenting with him. We have a second update, which is 3.5 months later from the original post.
Oh, whoa. I'm hoping OP has dropped some dead weight or has made her husband have a little bit more limited.
Do you remember the trigger warning?
Remember the trigger warning?
Oh, no. 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 No.
Because I also forgot about the trigger warning until I saw that first line.
Me too.
No.
I also forgot about the trigger warning.
I forgot about the trigger warning.
Hey, do you want to remind the viewers what the trigger warning is? Because if they came late.
The trigger warning is death.
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 Well, he's passed away. He passed away a week after my last update. Okay.
Makes co-parenting easier.
Everything we said still kind of stands, though.
That's...
Well,
Oh.
maybe that's why he was ignoring the correspondence.
Oh.
Oh, there's so many jokes I want to make.
Oh.
Full-throated, but I can't make them.
No.
It's okay. It's even those guys. It's sad. It's sad. It's sad. It's sad. It's a little sad. It can be sad. It's confusing at the very least. At the very least, it's confusing.
It could be frustrating.
Oh.
I wonder how it happened. His funeral was last month, and it's been a nightmare. He heard from a mutual friend that I'd put an offer in on the house and came to my parents where baby and I were staying in a wasted rage. It was late after 10 and he was causing a ruckus and disturbing the neighbors. He wouldn't leave and kept hurling nasty things at me, how I was keeping his baby from him despite him making zero effort to see him after we separated, how I robbed him of his legacy, how I couldn't wait to get rid of him, and how much he hated me. He went from begging to pleading to cursing me out and trying to break down my parents' door to then crying. I opened a window and told him to leave or we'd call the police. He refused. So we called the police. He ran away. I'm still not sure on the details because his family won't tell me, but I gather he was trying to cross a busy road with the awareness of a wasted, angry man and got hit by a car.
Oh.
He passed away before the ambulance arrived.
Oh.
I found out when his mother called screaming down the phone, crying about how I'd unalived him. She blames me. Even at his funeral, she made sure to tell people how I was to blame for her baby boy's untimely death. Which, hey, you know what? Grieving mother, can't really blame her. I feel like maybe a lot of that could actually be directed back at her for sort of enabling and amplifying some of these thoughts or behaviors he was having about his ex and the child and what he deserves and what he wants. Really, mom should have just been telling him to go get a job, but I digress.
Ugh.
I know it's not my fault. Rationally and logically, I did not tell him to make the series of bad decisions that led to his passing, but I still feel guilty. Of course you do. You got a heart. And it's a complicated, very confusing situation. His mother tried to claim his life insurance that I paid for. She said he'd told her he'd changed it for her to be the beneficiary. I don't really know how true it is, but I refused and told her the purpose was to help set baby up for life if one or both of us met an untimely passing. So that's what it will do. She threatened to sue me, but I don't know where that will lead. What a horrific woman to the last thing that her son could do maybe is that the life insurance policy he had will provide for his child. And she's going to sue for that. She's literally despicable. I spit on her. I know that's maybe a little rough, but that's how I feel about that. Can't see that that's for your grandchild.
I mean, he literally like didn't he intend for that to go to his grandchild?
It sounds like it. And now mom again. So that's, I feel very vindicated in my statement that mom was very much a toxic like coach in his corner.
I mean, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
Yeah.
You definitely know the influences.
But I would never spit on you for listening to full episodes with stories just like this.
No way.
We're not going to use that.
No,
I just had to
use
use
it.
it.
Use it.
All right.
Just go to Spotify or iHeartRadio or Apple Podcasts and search up OK Storytime. And you can listen to almost 2,500 episodes. And boy, oh boy, till your ears fall off. Need a little levity there, people. Just a little. Anyway, we're at the end of the story. Let's go. I think we've spoken our piece.
Yeah, we've spoken our piece. Let's hit this end.
I am exhausted. I am tired and I'm grieving and I'm being told I have no right to mourn him. We got the house, but it won't. Wait, we got the house.
That's a win.
Nice.
We
got the house.
Something good can happen.
We got the house, but it won't be ready until late September. His mother tried to claim a share of that too, even though her son made no contributions to it. They've made no efforts to see baby and refused to let me visit the funeral parlor with them to say goodbye to their dad. I'm drained. I was supposed to go back to work soon, but thankfully my employer is understanding. We've booked a trip out of the country while we wait for the house's completion. I have been the target of a campaign from my ex's family who are calling me all sorts of nonsensical things. And and
that's where it ends?
Have a paper trail of the evidence of their harassment of you so that you can then give them legal consequences for it.
Yeah.
I know it's exhausting.
Sucks.
Probably the best move is just get out of town, enjoy your baby, enjoy your family.
But yeah, no, I mean, that is a incredibly rough situation. I'm sorry you had to go through that, OP, but I feel like life is going to get better from this point out.
Yes, upswing. We can always upswing. And it's a terrible thing to happen, but like, it's it could be for the best.
Yeah.
I don't wish anyone's passing.
No.
But this guy, what if this guy has tendencies that could very well lead to abuse.
Destructive tendencies.
Right.
Yeah. That could, even if unintentional, could hurt the child.
Let me be clear.
This guy's passing away.
I do not wish the passing of any of these people, but life is mysterious.
But that is where that story ends and this episode. So if you we really ended on a rough note.
Yeah.
Really ended on a rough note.
Now they got the house. It's upswing.
Yeah,
Grief is
upswing.
complicated.
Upswing.
You're going to be in a better place.
But that is where this story and episode ends. So if you love us, make sure to subscribe.
We love you
and see you tomorrow.